What's up, y'all? My name is Shah Jalal. I'm 17 years old. I go to Downtown Business Magnet High School, and I'm in my junior year right now. I like to educate myself on business and finance, and filmmaking and video editing on my free time. That's basically my passion, and I really just like learning more about those things. So, this is my quarantine video. When we were first told that we weren't gonna return back to school, it was like a scary situation, honestly. I would say none of the teachers were actually like prepared, except for Mr. Burba. If you don't know who that is, it's this guy right here. Um, yeah, cool guy, right? Um, but yeah, he already had made like a 2 week plan prior to like the lockdown, which was like super helpful. We were doing Zoom sessions and all that, and he had prepared us and made us accounts and all that good stuff, and we were actually prepared for his class. The other teachers were not so prepared, or not everyone's like really prepared to like go into lockdown and never come back to school. Most teachers weren't prepared, but I'm glad that Mr. Brebo was actually prepared, and it actually helped us, like gave us a little sense of hope. Like it was good to know that like at least some teachers like knew what they were doing. Trying to recall, it was definitely scary at first, but most kids are, I can remember that we're like happy that school was actually closing. So things have changed. It's been about 2 months now, and the feelings aren't the same actually. Some of us actually miss school, like not for the educational part, I think, because education has still been going on through online learning. But more in the sense of like a social connection that like peers had with each other. So that's definitely something that we all miss. When the pandemic started, I wasn't really prepared for it. I don't think anyone was. The first week, we already knew what we were doing for, especially my AP class, because our teacher already had like assigned us Zoom classes and like all that good stuff, which was really good. Online distance learning was definitely like a good learning step for all of us, for teachers, parents, and students. I think all three of us like learned on the way and like went through it all in the same boat. Teachers had given us assignments and class times, and like the Zoom sessions would take place. So that was really cool to like have. How has the pandemic affected you emotionally? The pandemic affected us emotionally by giving us more family time. As both my parents were staying home during this time, it's been 2 months now. We definitely had more family time, and we were able to like connect more since everyone wasn't like busy with their own thing, which was pretty good, and it's still good. So I'm definitely gonna miss that when quarantine is over. Going back to emotional connection, especially with my peers, I don't think the emotional connection with my peers is the same still. We still have little communities and like group chats that we all connect to. Stress has been definitely lower. Even though teachers have been assigning us homework and all that good stuff, we have been able to manage our time very well, or at least I have. Managing time has been a great part of this experience, and you can truly like see like what being an adult is like. That was definitely a good learning experience from this. Stress levels were definitely lower since we were able to spread out our work on our own time, which was really helpful, believe it or not. Looking back, during the stay-at-home order, I have definitely picked up cooking more often. I definitely expanded my dish, learning new techniques and all that good stuff. I've also taken up like being more religious and like having more religious time with my family, and like we've been more connected to through that, which is definitely super great. Relationships during this time have definitely increased and decreased at the same time. Some connections have been lost, and while some connections got stronger and like made people more connected with one another. Transitioning into remote learning. If I can recall, the first week was definitely the hardest, but some teachers were actually prepared, which made it easier for us and them. One example of this is Mr. Burba. You guys seen him right here. I'll try to add him there. Definitely had lesson plans prepared like 2 weeks prior the lockdown, which was amazing because we weren't confused. Like the first week we went into lockdown, which was great because most classes were actually confused and they had no idea what was going on. and all they were told was to check Schoology. But Mr. Burbo really kept us on our feet during this time, even though like it was transitioning like super quick. He already had a schedule planned, he had homework assigned and all that good stuff, which was really good at the time. No other teacher was doing that. I'm really proud that like he stood up and took that leadership. Looking back, some positives we can take away from this COVID-19 stay-at-home order is obviously cleaner air. People are like more connected to their families now. People are definitely more cleaner now, except for like a few people, which I don't know for what reason, but yeah, everyone is staying safe and much cleaner. Even when this is over, people are gonna be much more sanitary. Things are much more cleaner, so that's great. During this time, I've been able to set up my own schedule, which is really good. I'm like super thankful for this because this is setting me up for the future, and like this can show me what my time management skills are like and how I'll basically manage my time when I'm actually an adult. This event will definitely be written in history books. During this time of this recording, the world is not at the best state right now. There are riots going on in Minneapolis. There are fires everywhere. There's COVID-19 deaths. People are dying everywhere. So it's not the best chapter in the world history books, but it's definitely a significant one. It's gonna be called The Pandemic of 2020, about how lives were changed as soon as quarantine was issued. Many books, what happened to businesses and how many businesses failed. Some good examples are like Target and Macy's, which have been shut down. Definitely be a cool chapter and a hard chapter to go over and read through. Cool thing is that we will get to tell our children this when we are older, and that's kind of trippy to think about right now, but yeah, that's cool. We lived through 2020 coronavirus.